Hi there, welcome to Tarotland Soap Opera. Today I'm going to do a reading for Pisces energy. And like usual, we're going to do two rows. The top row I'll refer to as high vibe Pisces energy. The bottom row is a more worldly, shadowy Pisces energy. We all have our dualistic nature. We have our more worldly nature, which can be our fear, our insecurity, our pride, our ego, lazy, immature nature. Wanting to stay in our comfort zone because we have fear of change. But sometimes we might want to live our life differently. Maybe change some habits, look at life differently. We've healed, we've grown, we've matured or something, and we'd like to live life differently. But when we go to think of living life differently, we have to let go of some other things, like not keep indulging our more worldly nature. And there might be people in our life who we would have to distance ourselves from. And so for all those reasons, some people could be debating within themselves still. And some people right now, they're happy with the way they're living their life, which we all go through phases of life. And some people can be happy living their life the way they've been living it. Other people are like, I don't know, I just want to do something different now. So, high vibe people would be moving forward in truth and love, offering love to the people in their life, just to be more independent, to love and believe in themselves, believe in their dreams. And sometimes the dreams that we want and how we want to live our life are different than the dreams that other people have and how they want to live their life. Okay, so we all tap into Pisces energy. It's about our emotional, intuitive nature and the dreams that we have and what we find emotionally fulfilling. And everybody can have different ideas of what that would mean. And so just listen to your intuition about where you're at in the story and where some other people are at in your life. Because if you're more independent, motivated, and inspired by love, and you're in relationships with people who that isn't what drives and motivates them, or they're kind of immature or something, got some shadowy traits or characteristics, you're not on the same page. So, well, this makes it pretty easy. The bottom row, the reason for the bottom row is the Knight of Wands, which can be, we'd like to keep doing things the way we've been doing it and kind of keep indulging ourselves in what we've been doing. And there's people that we could be attracted to. The only problem is some of those people aren't in our life, with these cards not showing ourselves. Well, we can keep wanting to be in a relationship with people who aren't in our life. How's our dream going to come into reality if those people aren't even in our life, right? And we might know some people that are repeating some way of living life that we could view as being kind of more immature. Maybe they're shadowy Knight of Wands, a Sagittarius. Maybe they're more motivated and inspired by themselves, more motivated and inspired by the world. They're sure that the things that they want to go pursue will make them happy. The reason for the top rose reading is people have healed their more worldly nature, their more immature nature, prideful nature, fearful nature, insecure nature, codependent nature, healed from the devil. And our shadow nature is represented by the devil. All these things that manipulate us, basically, that stop us from getting our divine inheritance, growing to our full potential, facing our fears and our insecurities. And some people don't want to do that, may never want to do that, like to indulge themselves, either just themselves or these things that are important to them. And for some people, love isn't what drives and motivates them. They get hurt doing love. They don't even want to do love. I'll have sex with people. Fire energy and shadow can be, I'll kind of indulge myself in a relationship, but I don't want to reflect on the truth about my own fears, insecurities, pride, ego, immaturity, lust, greed, past pain, and heartbreak. And we can't make people reflect on the truth and deal with their past pain and heartbreak or any of those issues if they don't want to. So, though we could be attracted to some people if, they haven't healed from things that manipulate them, that keeps them repeating an old pattern, and we don't want to repeat that old pattern, because we could find it kind of superficial, shallow, toxic, immature, stagnant, dead. Nothing's growing there. Nothing changes. And, high vibe people harness this energy in a high vibe way. And we could have gotten in relationships with people and we harness our Pisces and Sagittarius energy differently. One person is kind of more motivated and inspired to wrap their brain around this game of life. Life is about dealing with your fears, your insecurities, your past pain and heartbreak, so you can be free of them. Because high vibe energy is about being more independent and loving yourself, believing in yourself. And some people are more codependent. Some people want people to indulge them in a relationship in their more immature energy. High vibe people want to be in relationships with people who've learned more lessons in life. To be just and fair, to be loving, to be authentic, to act with character and integrity. And some people haven't and have no interest, some of them, in living their life that way. So, the other way I interpret it when cards aren't showing themselves is that we could have gotten in relationships with people because we were attracted to people, but we didn't realize that we harness these energies in different ways. We assume other people, because we could have a lot of things in kind of common with them in a lot of ways, that we just assume that they view life the same way we do. And then we find out that you harness these energies in a more high vibrational way. They harness them and they weren't showing you that because they thought you viewed life the way they did. And they kind of could harness them in a more worldly, shadowy way. So let's go look at what those cards are. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Judgment card, the Three of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. So some people are more inspired by the world, and their long-term goal is to get in relationships to maybe kind of indulge themselves in it. But it could be more, I want to be in a relationship. This would give me status or image, or, there's these things of the world that I like to invest my time, energy, and effort into and indulge in. And I assume you want to do that also. Everybody can want to be in a relationship, which is the Queen of Cups can talk about. But some people are more worldly focused and they want to be in a relationship with a loving, nurturing person. But they're not really a loving, nurturing person. But that's their game plan. I'm not really that type of person. And I have these ways of being or fears that keep me from aligning with my more hopeful, believing, loving nature. But I want to be in relationships with people who are like that. I think in the Judgment card, kind of like that's just and fair. And then the loving people should stay in a relationship with me out of their own past pain and heartbreak and their fears and insecurities of believing in themselves and getting in a relationship with someone who's more on the same page as them. And if I can get that person into a relationship with me, even when they do see the truth in the Judgment card, I'm hoping because of their own fear and insecurities of loving and believing in themselves, they won't become independent of me. They'll keep indulging me in a relationship and offering me love and encouragement, hoping one day I'll change. But some people kind of emotionally indulge their more immature worldly nature, and that is their truth. They are not confused about what their truth is. The Three of Swords comes after the Two of Swords, which can be being stuck, not knowing what is my truth. Because in our free will, we're either going to build a foundation on letting love and intuition and hope and faith and belief in ourselves drive our decisions, or we're going to let our more immature, fearful, codependent, egotistical, worldly nature kind of drive our life. And some people, because they previously invested in people who they loved, and those people broke their heart and they're in a mental prison about it, they've decided, that's it. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to live more from my mind than my heart from now on. That's how I'm moving forward. And from the Three of Swords to the Eight of Swords, is the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is Aquarius energy, about having kind of hope and faith and belief in your dreams and truth and love, and some people are like, no, they like took that back. I used to take action maybe more in truth and love and having hope and faith and belief in my dreams, but because that didn't work out and it put me in a mental prison, I've decided to let go of that dream, and now I live more from my mind than my heart. I'm not going to invest in love anymore. I've called judgment on that. Not going there. From now on, it's about me being maybe more in my emotionally defensive nature. I will get in relationships. I will indulge myself in relationships. I will have sex with people, but I'm not going to emotionally invest in them anymore like I did in the past because it didn't work out. Well, we've all been in relationships like that where it didn't work out. High vibe people were inspired because high vibe Sagittarius is about higher learning and education. Why didn't this work out the way I wanted? It's kind of like, wait a minute, in the Seven of Wands, why didn't that work out? I'm stuck. I'm confused. I thought I was getting in a relationship with someone who I thought in high vibe Emperor would make good decisions in their life, and when they were in a relationship with me, would take me into consideration when they were making decisions in their life. But I wasn't maybe seeing the truth. Again, the 5, the 6, and the 7 of Swords. This is the 7 of Swords. I had a dream. I thought we were going to move forward, and in the 8 of Pentacles, put in work and effort to be authentic and loving and warm, and that I thought we were both going to do that, so we would both heal our more immature, fearful, insecure, codependent, whatever ways of being, to heal from the past so that we could get the justice we deserved. But then we kind of realized that maybe our dreams were different. We could have gotten in relationships with people and we thought, everybody was going to invest in love. That everybody was going to call judgment on that past pain and heartbreak that had them in a mental prison. That we were going to work through, wrap our brain around that past pain and heartbreak, and listen to our intuition and still move forward, having hope and faith and belief in our dreams. And that we were going to put in this work and effort to kind of love and believe in ourselves and heal. Not let past pain and heartbreak, people in our life who could have been immature or bossy or controlling or whatever, keep us from believing in ourselves and believing in our dreams. And we can get in relationships with people and one person kind of has that viewpoint, the other person has the opposing viewpoint, but everybody can, create an illusion about who they are. Oh no, I did call judgment on that. Yep, that stuff doesn't bother me anymore. I'm ready to move on in a new beginning. But they're kind of being deceptive and manipulative because they really haven't done this inner work. And that past pain and heartbreak, or the fact that they are really kind of more about themselves and kind of more immature, but just creating an illusion, that's not the truth of who they are. And everybody can wear a false mask, and part of the lessons of learning in life is to listen to our intuition. But, we got lessons to learn, and when we're younger, our intuition could have been telling us, I don't know, I think you should move away from this person. I don't think this person is kind of who they say they are, but we want what we want. We kind of think we're the boss. I can fix them, God. I know they might be kind of this way or that way, but, love is the answer, right? I'm a loving, nurturing, supportive, encouraging person. I'm sure I can make somebody who hasn't done this work within themselves do this work within themselves and free themselves. But we have to realize that if they had been motivated and inspired to do that work within themselves to begin with, they would have been more inspired by love and more authentic and more balanced and more healed than they were probably when we got in a relationship with them. But we sometimes don't want to see the truth because we're attracted to them and we want what we want and we want to manifest these things in the world. We want to be in a relationship. We want judgment to go in our favor. We've had relationships that didn't work out the way we wanted. We want these things to manifest. And sometimes we're trying to heal someone who isn't on the same page as us. And learning some of these lessons about these things that manipulate us, working through our fears, our insecurities, our past pain and heartbreak, all that stuff, to be more open to giving and receiving love, that can take years and decades. And some people, you know, slow, steady steps throughout their life, they were kind of working through some of those issues to be a more loving, nurturing person in the world. But then they can get in relationships with people who aren't on that same page, and they keep thinking, you know, like, I can change them. And we need to see the truth that we should get in relationships with people who are just already more on the same page as us. And like I say, sometimes people presented themselves as being that type of person. And it's just for us to learn that some people are kind of quite deceptive and manipulative, do wear a good false mask, and that we have to learn to trust our intuition, and we have to kind of stand up to our, but I want to go do this nature. High vibe energy would be, you know what? I've already been in relationships with people who act this way or view life this way, and I've already been illuminated to the truth, and I need to listen to my intuition. And I think our intuition was given to us as a gift to help us navigate in this world because of the fact that people can create an illusion about who they are. And just like bats have sonar to navigate in the dark, our intuition was given to us as a gift to help us. But unlike animals who listen to their unique skills that they were given to navigate and use in the world, we have free will. And sometimes it's like, nah, I'm not going to listen to that. I'm going to go do this anyway. Well, then things don't work out the way we wanted. And high vibe people offered love to themselves. Yes, I got in a relationship. It didn't work out the way I wanted. I ended up heartbroken. I could have felt deceived and manipulated. Now I'm in a mental prison. But high vibe people don't want to give up their belief in their dreams and in love just because something didn't work out the way they wanted. So they're willing to call judgment on themselves and other people, meaning I have to see the truth. From the Two of Swords to the Three of Swords, I have to deal with the truth of the situation. Why did that not work out? Where do I need to heal and grow and mature myself? Was I being immature? Did I ignore my intuition? Did I think I was the boss? Did I think I could change people? You know, and there too, was I in more codependent energy? Had I not learned to love myself and I was looking to someone who I viewed as being loving for them to love me? Because I hadn't learned to put in work and effort to work through all these issues of my own to kind of love myself. I view the Queen of Wands as Leo energy, and high vibe Leo energy is represented by the sun also. That I need to learn to love myself. I need to heal from my own past pain and heartbreak and self-limiting beliefs so I'm not in more codependent energy, looking outside of myself for people to love me. I need to learn to love me. Because if I'm in more codependent energy, looking for other people to love me, there's lots of people who'd like to be in a relationship with me. Oh, look, this person is like a loving, hopeful, believing spirit, but because they have been hurt or they haven't learned to really love and believe in themselves, even though they can be loving to other people, they kind of haven't learned to appreciate their own worth and value and haven't maybe healed from some past pain and heartbreak. Yeah, I'll come get in a relationship with you. This will be great. You keep not knowing your worth and value. You keep looking to me to love you. I will keep indulging myself in a relationship, and let's do this like forever. And if you ever want to or start to do work within yourself, get inspired to do some of this inner work within yourself with these cards not showing themselves, if eventually over the course of the relationship, kind of behind the scenes, you start to love yourself and call judgment on some of those issues in your life and in your past to free yourself from those things, well, then I'm going to be defensive to you. Because you're not the same person you were when I got in a relationship with you. And that is the type of person I like to be in a relationship with. Because if you heal from that past pain and heartbreak, and you're more inspired now and love yourself and more confident within yourself to listen to your intuition, and you're making better decisions in your life, well, and now you kind of want to move forward differently now that you've put in this work and effort to love and believe in yourself, and now you want me to do that same work also within myself? No. You go. I'll go find someone else who's in this type of energy, because that's the type of relationship I like to be in. And it can be just, if they're more immature and they don't want to do this work to heal, because this is also the reason for the high vibes reading coming out. And that means you could have been in relationships with people who harness this energy differently. Where some people, their truth is they are more about and motivated and inspired to maybe be just caught up in the world, make their life more about the world, not freeing themselves from the world and living their more authentic life. They keep letting those things manipulate them. Or they are kind of more immature and they think that's just and fair, to be more self-indulgent. They want to be in relationships with other people who are more self-indulgent, that like to go indulge in the same things they might like to indulge in. And other people kind of could have realized that when I make my life about those things so much, or I indulge myself in those things, which I could have thought those things were the answer to my problems and would make me happy, I realized they didn't. And, in my want for certain things in the world and my more immature, indulgent, codependent, lustful, greedy nature, or whatever, it was keeping me in kind of a toxic energy, and maybe also causing me inner conflict, because we go from the 1 wand to the 7 of wands, and the difference is the 6 of wands, that maybe it kind of keeps me operating more from my defensive nature, my more egoic nature, my more codependent, immature nature. And I kind of feel like it's blocking me. Like I want the justice I deserve in the world based on truth and love. And I feel like these ways of being that I'm being, and then the people I'm hanging out with, it's blocking me from really moving forward in a victory worth defending, that's inspires me to love and believe in myself and to listen to my intuition. And we can have people who kind of indulge us in a relationship so that we'll keep staying in a relationship with us because they don't want us to listen to our intuition and make better decisions in our life. Because this works for them. Hey, you're maybe a just and fair and loving person, and I might be kind of immature or bossy or controlling or something, but this works for me, and I want to keep trying to indulge you, to keep you living your life like this with me, because I don't want you to make better decisions in your life. I don't want you to grow to your full potential, because then you're going to want me to grow up and kind of mature myself. And I don't want to do that, because it does take work and effort to love yourself and heal from your past pain and heartbreak and self-limiting beliefs and your more immature, indulgent, materialistic, worldly nature. And some people are like, that is how I like to live my life, and I want you to live your life like that too. But eventually people can kind of feel in a mental prison in those relationships, and they could feel that, by worldly standards, this does look like I've gotten justice in the world. The devil represents all those things of the world. It looks like I have what everybody could want to a degree in a lot of ways. And sometimes it's just that people are just making their life caught up really in these things of the world. Could be a perfectly wonderful life. It's just that some people are more motivated and inspired that, life's an adventure to be lived. We're meant to work through some of our issues and our more immature and worldly nature to be, because the devil is about all those things that try to imprison us, oppress us, confine us, limit us. And we're creative, inspired, intuitive beings that are meant to shine our more authentic light and live our more authentic life and be more independent in the world. And High Vibe Pisces is about loving and believing in yourself to shine your authentic light in the world. I was given unique talent, skills, and interests but I have to be willing to kind of be inspired to listen to my intuition, to believe in my dreams, to live my more authentic life. And I have to quit making my life so much about these things of the world that can kind of manipulate me and keep me in a more worldly focused view of life than looking at life from a higher perspective. And the difference, again, was the Five of Swords, and from the Two of Swords to the Eight of Swords is the Six of Swords. Is this my truth? Is this my dream? I thought this was my dream because the first 3-4 decades of our life were pretty consumed with those things of the world and all these things that the world tells us that we should indulge in and invest in. That'll make us happy. And then we can have those things of the world and we can go indulge in those things of the world. But it does feel kind of making our life about conforming to the world. And there's that Bible verse, don't conform to the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. There's more to life than just these things that the world tells us. Do this, it'll make you happy. Wear this, date this person, have this much money, indulge in these things. That's like the devil telling us we'll be happy. Well, we can indulge in all those things and we're still... It's kind of like we can't be more authentically ourselves because it's all about conforming to the world, and I have to live my life like this, and I have to wear this, and I have to look like this, and I can't talk to those people. I need to talk to these people, or whatever. Everybody's got more things that can restrict them, or you just can't be authentically yourself because you got in a relationship with a person who is more about conforming to the world, and that's not the truth of who you are. You are more inspired to make your life more than about those things of the world. Those things kind of don't have that hold on you. Those things aren't what really drives and motivates you, and it is being a more authentic, more inspired by things other than that, because High Vibe Aquarius is about looking at life from a higher perspective, that there's a bigger dream than just making your life about looking like a shining star in the world or being more about yourself. It's about willing to step outside of societal norms to bring needed change to the world. High vibe energy, kind of represented by God, is about trying to give birth to new things. Wanting us not to get so caught up in these things of the world that it kind of tips us out of balance where, we're not more balanced within ourselves. I want these things of the world, but I also want to be able to be authentically myself and to be in authentic and loving and warm relationships and being creative and inspired and authentic. But that isn't some people's truth, and that is not what drives and motivates them. They do not want to step out of their comfort zone. They want to make their life about themselves or these things of the world, and that is their dream. And that's when we can realize, your dream is different than my dream, and how you want to move forward and what drives and motivates you and your end objective is different. What you emotionally are invested in and what you love is different than what I'm more emotionally invested in and what I love. And I view the Queen of Cups as Scorpio energy. There can be love between people, but you could feel like someone in shadowy Scorpio is kind of maybe more immature and maybe more superficial and shallow and caught up in themselves or these things of the world, and you want a more authentic, loving, deep, meaningful relationship. And then we have to overcome our fear that I thought a dream was going to come into reality here, but the way I thought it was going to move forward and what the dream life and what I find emotionally fulfilling is different than their idea of the dream life and what they find emotionally fulfilling. And as people do this work within themselves, am I going, shadowy energy can be more where I create the illusion of how wonderful my life is than really standing up for what I believe in and listening to my intuition to live my truth, my authentic truth. Healing from these things that tempt me and manipulate me to make my life more about these things of the world And people then, probably also communicate to other people in their life, I want to move forward in life differently. Do you want to come with me in this way? And some of those people were like, nope, I don't want to go. You go. And, what they view as a victory worth defending is different than what you view as a victory worth defending. And you also want to be in mutually loving relationships and where people are just and fair and temper their more immature, egoic, or self-centered nature. And you could feel that some of the people are like, well, no, I invest in loving my more immature worldly nature, and you're supposed to love me being in that energy and maybe make your life more about me than you living your authentic life. And the things that I'm motivated and inspired by, you're supposed to be, it's supposed to be that two people are individuals and we get in relationships, and that area where we overlap in the middle is our common goals of what the big picture thing that we're working on, but we respect that each other as individuals. You have your own unique talent, skills, and dreams and things you want to invest in. I have mine, but we can work together as individuals who have our own unique things because we love each other, and the common goal is that, love. You're your own individual with your unique talent, skills, and interests. I am, and together we can love each other. But it's not trying to oppress people or limit people or restrict people, or where the scales of justice should be tipped more in favor of one person, or it should be more about them. Love is supposed to be just and fair. You're supposed to treat other people the way you want to be treated. But some people want it to be more about them, or they're just more motivated and inspired by the things of the world, and that's not your truth. So you stand up for yourself, you quit moving forward with those people, and just like some of you have done that, some other people are going through this in their relationships, and they're standing up and they're listening to their intuition and making more mature decisions in their life than maybe they were before. Believing in themselves, believing in their dreams, listening to their intuition, putting in this work and effort to be loving and encouraging to people. But if you're not willing to move forward with me in this way, and the Seven of Wands is defending the Six of Wands, and that also is Leo energy. Are we moving forward more driven and motivated by ego, competitiveness, immaturity, codependency, manipulation, money? Or are we moving forward inspired by truth and love? And I want to move forward with the people who are inspired by truth and love, not more because of the ego or the image or the codependency or trying to manipulate me or control me. If we have different dreams and we're motivated by different things, hey, you know, everybody has free will to go live your life. You go live your life, I'll go live my life. And they're listening to their intuition and putting in this work and effort to love and believe in themselves, maintain balance within themselves, and to heal from past pain and heartbreak, and to accept the truth that some people that I am attracted to, that I wanted to have a dream come into reality, their truth is different than my truth. What they think is just and fair is different than what I think is just and fair. What they're motivated and inspired by is different than what I'm motivated and inspired by. And I want to go heal. You could look at the devil as other people who make us face our fears, who offer us love and encouragement to heal and love and believe in ourselves, to grow to our full potential. And I want to be in relationships with people who want me to heal from my past pain and heartbreak, my fears, my insecurities, my self-limiting beliefs, so I can be a leader in the world and make good decisions in my own life, to be free of things that manipulate me. But we can have other people in our life who it's like, well, that's not who I am, and I don't want you to be that type of person either, and I don't want you to be in relationships with people who are like that. I want you to do it the way I want to do it. And it's like, well, that would be people who really are trying to kind of manipulate you, control you, tempt you in your lust, your greed, your pride, your ego, your fear, your insecurity, codependency, to stay in a relationship with them. They don't really have your best interest at heart. Your more immature shadow nature doesn't have your best interest at heart. And we need to see the truth of it. And we need to stand up against our own more shadowy nature and make a decision that I am going to align with and start working with my more hopeful, believing, loving nature, to get balance within myself and see the truth of how my own shadow nature and other people in my life that are in shadowy nature really don't want me to grow to my full potential or love and believe in myself. They want me to stay out of balance. And our shadow nature doesn't care if we drive our life off into the ditch. You know, they'll say, that was a great ride, man. That was awesome. It's kind of like the seeds of all of our potentials are within us. And it's like our shadowy nature that really doesn't care. It's like our self-destructive nature wants to indulge in all these things: pain, misery, fear, insecurity, you know, lust, greed. And it doesn't care if at the end we're laying in the gutter. It'll say, wow, that was great, because the shadowy aspects of ourself gotta like live life. And it's like, no, I'm putting you in the back seat. My loving nature is going to be in the front seat, and I'm going to temper my more worldly, immature nature, tell it to calm down like I would a child, and I'm going to tell it we are going to get the things that we want in the world. We're just not going to go about it in a more immature, manipulative, prideful, codependent way. We are going to move forward in a way that we can be proud of. And we are going to let love and intuition and inspiration guide us. And we're going to make good decisions. We're going to keep focused on the bigger picture. We do want some of these things in our life. Do we need it today, this year, next year? There's other things that we can be working on in the meantime. That are part of our dream, and keep loving and believing in ourselves that if we work from truth and love and justice and fairness and don't invest our time and energy into these other things and ways of being and the people we could be in a relationship with, we're going to meet other people in the world that have done the same work as we have. And then we will get the justice we deserve. And I don't want to repeat those old patterns. I've already found out it doesn't work out the way I want. And some other people, they're going to keep repeating this pattern. Right now, some of those people are repeating the same pattern with someone else. And then the people in their life have to decide, is this my truth? Isn't this my truth? And the whole point of it could have been to get people to stand up for themselves, to get more balanced within themselves, heal their past pain and heartbreak, to make better decisions in their life, to look at life from a higher perspective. You know, the things that happen in our life can be a catalyst to make us do this work within ourselves. Otherwise, what happened with some people is they let it throw them into shadowy energy. Nope, that's it. Some people were unjust, unfair, unkind. I'm not doing love anymore. I'm not going to love and believe in myself. I'm going to go indulge in these things to make me feel better. Well, that's us not having been enlightened to the truth and having some lessons to learn. Other people did that too. And they did it enough times where it's like, something's wrong here. I need to wrap my brain around this because I am tired of repeating this pattern. And then they did that work to love and believe in themselves and healed from some of their past pain and heartbreak. And I'm not going to let people in my life who are unkind, unjust, unfair, immature, codependent, bossy, controlling, let me give up on my dreams. I'm going to hold on to my dreams, and I'm going to see the truth about some of those people. If they were a more emotionally mature, just, fair, stable, grounded person, they would have been more loving, nurturing, and just and fair, but they weren't. And they have some lessons to learn in life, and I see the truth of that, and I let them go. And I keep holding on to my dreams. I've just healed from someone who has some growing and maturing to do. And I wish them peace so it doesn't keep me tangled up in my head. I accept they're where they're at. If they were a more loving, just, and fair person, they would have been. Could I have been under the illusion that they were, and then I found out they weren't? Yes. Now I've learned lessons about listening to my intuition. And now as I go forward, working with people in the world, being more balanced within myself, standing up for what I believe in, being loving and warm and authentic and making good decisions in my life, now I know that there's people in the world that wear false masks or are more shadowy, more immature than they appear or whatever. And now I've learned to listen to my intuition I can get to know people, but I'm going to listen to my intuition about what I think their truth is. I'm not going to take more impulsive action until I know the truth about who people are. And then if they seem to be someone who really is who they say they are, then together we will face our fears about moving forward together, being loving and encouraging and supportive of each other. Life's a journey, more lessons to learn. What's coming up for people who harness some high vibe Pisces energy that they might not see coming up? Justice. Why? Because of the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is Virgo energy, just like the Eight of Pentacles. You did this work within yourself to heal from shadowy energy within yourself and other shadowy people in your life. You're making better decisions in your life, looking at life from a higher perspective, loving and believing in yourself, treating other people the way you like to be treated. And other people are going to want to be in relationship with you because you are operating from truth and justice and fairness and authenticity. And some of those people have been in relationships with people who weren't who they thought they were either. And people are looking to get in relationships with people who are stable and grounded and abundant and self-insightful. And those are when you quit investing your time, energy in people who have shown you that's not the truth of who they are, and you keep moving forward and only investing your kind of time, energy, and effort into the people who do have self-awareness, are balanced within themselves, are authentic, are making good decisions in their life, then you're gonna have justice in the world because you're in relationships with people who act like that. Long-term foundations. What's coming up for some of the people who have some lessons to learn, who might be thinking the answer is that they don't have to put in that work and effort to heal or see the truth of themselves or others? They're going to keep repeating a past pattern, either chasing after people to get them to love them because they haven't learned to love themselves, or either they're going to indulge people or other people are going to indulge them for whatever drives and motivates them. What they don't see coming is this card not showing itself because of the Nine of Pentacles. The Six of Cups. If people are kind of being shadowy, they're always going to have some high vibe people in their life that do want to work together with them. The Six of Cups, like the Queen of Cups, is Scorpio energy, that want to be in deep, meaningful relationships. Why? Because some of those high vibe people in their life are loving, nurturing, in Virgo energy, who are attracted to these people. And they want to be in a relationship with them. But they want to be in a deep, meaningful relationship with them. And they know their worth and value. And they've been trying to love and encourage these people to work together with them in that way. And if they keep repeating these poor past patterns, the Six of Cups can talk about people repeating past patterns. Eventually, the high vibe people in their life are not going to want to work with them anymore, because they don't want to repeat that pattern. I've already been in relationships with people who repeat these poor past patterns, and I don't want to be in those kind of relationships. And eventually, those people are going to quit trying to motivate and inspire them to change. And they're going to know their worth and value, and they're going to stand up for themselves, listen to their intuition, and they're going to go find the people in their life who they think are more on the same page as them. And eventually, if people kind of, whatever way they're living their life, eventually there's going to be other people that want to work with them who maybe also don't want to be in deep, meaningful relationships, who are single, that want to indulge in a relationship, indulge in whatever they want to indulge in or make their life about because they're single. Or maybe because this person has money. It's like, yeah, I'll indulge you. And that can be kind of a more shadowy relationship. If I have these things of the world that you want, whether I'm attractive, I've got social clout, I've got money, I got power, I got influence, there's always going to be people that would maybe be willing to indulge people for those reasons. It just maybe won't be a relationship that you have a deep, meaningful relationship with. But, maybe more because of the status and the ego and the image and shadowy Virgo energy. Or I just like indulging in those same things you like to indulge in. I like to make my life about those things that you make your life about. And it is more superficial and shallow. And that would be a just and fair relationship. But people who are a little more immature, shadowy about themselves, or more materialistic should quit trying to manipulate people who they know that's not the truth of who they are. Trying to trap them in a relationship with them when they know they're not willing to be more authentic and just and fair and loving and emotionally mature. That's an injustice. But they might keep trying to manipulate loving people, and if they keep trying to do that, those people will eventually, because they can wear as good a false mask as they want, but they can't stop people from listening to their intuition. But they might indulge in a relationship for as long as they can, until the high vibe loving person in their life does stand up for themselves and listen to their intuition and decide to move away from someone who wanted to indulge in a relationship with them while they were in denial of the truth of who they were. And eventually they listened to their intuition and love and believe in themselves enough to leave. And then these people are like, damn, they saw through the illusion. Now I got to go find someone else to recreate this with all over again. And they probably will. So there you go, Pisces. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.